that good days are ahead. This year is the year of atonement for the evildoers, be it the Palestinian Authority, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, whatever's left of Hamas, Iran, and the 4 or 5 Arab countries that are desperate to support Iran. This is a year of atonement. Nobody's going to get spared. Mark my words.
All right, but before you go, you didn't talk about Jordan. I know that you want to see a regime change there and you would like to be the head of it. Tell us more about that.
Well, the bottom line is okay. Jordan, there is things that has happened that nobody's paying attention of, and this is why I cannot emphasize this enough. Do not trust the so-called experts on your national television. That's it. The regime in Jordan has done the unthinkable to the United States. In December of 2024, Jordan notified American military presence in Jordan that the American fighting jets can no longer operate freely in Jordanian airspace. The reason, as one U.S. admiral told me, the reason the United States has historically dealt Jordan, with a golden glove, is
Kid
because
gloves, yeah.
Jordan offered, since 1981, offered 3 operations of U.S. jets over its own space. So Jordan became the dry aircraft carrier for the United States in the region, and it saved them incredible money because they pay aid about 1.7 billion a year versus an average 2 billion a year for a destroyer or an aircraft carrier, which is not going to hold that many jets. So it was a betrayal and basically a spit in the face of the Americans and also a threat to Israel. And this has been the case since December 2024. Do you remember when silly commentators would say, "Oh, Jordan allowed the Israel to use its own airspace, so Jordan's helping us and Jordan is fighting." Jordan actually didn't allow either to use the airspace, and the Jordanian deputy prime minister Ayman Safadi, a Druze by the way, told the media and everyone that Jordan's not going to literally and is going to allow anyone to use the airspace. So Jordan has proven his hostility to the United States. And shortly after the king took that decision, Biden's Secretary of Defense flew to Jordan to meet the king, and the king told him the unthinkable. He told him they offered him a gift of $4.5 billion to help Jordan's economy. And the response was, this is basically a bribe. The response was that no, I don't need it. Why do I need to risk myself and my country? China is giving me $12 billion for infrastructure with no conditions. So $12 billion usually goes to the king's accounts. And before that, he signed an unnecessary deal with China, which cost the Jordanians up to $9 billion for nothing, for an energy unit, energy plant, which Israel offered to offer for free, or actually very discounted price through the gas, and he turned down the Israeli offer and get the Jordanian minded into an incredible gift, Chinese incredible loan, unuseful loan, $500 million a year for a small country, which is the Chinese style. So he let down the Americans. He not helping the Americans. He proven himself to be an obstacle, not an asset. He was caught, smuggling weapons into Gaza through the trucks which were authorized through Israel. You can look up that. He has proven to be a threat to the Israeli borders, an active duty Israeli general who is a known rabbi in his own settlement. He's a rabbi. He told me in when we met um, last year. He told me personally and a group of people that Israel views Jordanian borders today as the most critically threatening borders Israel has. 4 attacks last year, 4 terror attacks on Israeli borders. All 4 carried by Jordanian soldiers. 2 were thwarted, and the perpetrators were killed by Israel inside on the Jordanian side, and 2 were successful, and both were the one successful by Jordanian soldiers, and the one who were not successful by a Jordanian soldier and a Jordanian intelligence officer. So it tells you what you are dealing with. Trump will never seek to topple the Hashemite regime. Trump will not touch the Hashemite regime. But please, people, read so you know where you're coming from. Read the newly released National Security Strategy by the White House. It's available online. And it says that they will not seek regime changes in the Middle East, but should regime changes happen, they will basically endorse them in what America's interest is about. Jordan's king, I personally have the popularity, the power, and the ability to mobilize the street, and have mobilized the street multiple times, all documented. At the same time, it will never happen until the Americans let go of him. So the Americans today are not holding tight to any foreign regimes in the Middle East. America thinks its own interest, and the Israelis know very well what a regime change in Jordan could bring if a secular is in power. As far as I'm concerned, wholly responsible for these words tomorrow while I'm in the office. It will bring recognizing our country for its demographic majority of West Bankers, people from the West Bank of the river, not the West Bank or
Judea and
Judea Samaria,
Samaria.
not Judea and Samaria. I'm talking about people coming from what's today's Israel, from the west side of the river. All of them, they are the majority. The Palestinians are the majority in Jordan, proven 95%. I've produced the documents for that in one of my videos. And Jordan must recognize its Palestinian majority presence. And the names in the Middle East, like United Arab Emirates, Qatar, or even Kuwait, they're all fake. We know they're all bogus fake names made by colonial powers. So they want to identify their colonial name as Palestine or Palestinian in Jordan. That's their right because they're the majority. And that's why the king is basically the monkey in the middle of this whole process. Things will change. We have a recent history with our Arab brothers. During war, I was in Israel. I stayed 90 days in Israel during Gaza war in 2014, and I came back to visit Israel twice after that, and then once during this last war, which is last year. I came in December 2024. Israel at wartime, when we were both killing one another, when we were right after the 7th of October, after our folks have burnt Israeli babies alive inside their homes. Israel was still treating us better than our Arab brothers treat us at peace. Israel could, okay, give you a hard time at the checkpoint because there has been terrorists coming along. But the Israeli soldier would not call you dignitary names for no reason. Go to the Jordanian social media. They openly, it's a regular thing to call a Palestinian, even though the so-called Jordanians are the minority in Jordan. Oh, it's very common to use dignitary named racist slurs to describe a Palestinian for no reason. Social media has gone out of control in Jordan. The regime has been inciting against Jordanian Palestinian heritage. And there's a piece of information which most of you do not know.
Well,
The
that would
king of
have to come from the government because you're saying that 90% of the population of Jordan, you said was
It's
quote unquote
controlled from the government. It's controlled
Palestinian.
by the government. And there's an actor who's fully embedded with Jordan's government at the time. This is a whole, the Middle East is an insane place. Our Arab mindset, I know Palestinians are not Arabs by any chance, but fine, you can call us Arabs. Okay, our Arab mindset, the region's mindset is insane. The biggest accomplice with the Hashemite regime on everything, Tamar, everything. The biggest Arab accomplice is the United Arab Emirates. This is why the United Arab Emirates, they have even thought something called twinning of both regimes. And this is where, some, I would call fools think the United Arab Emirates is Israel's best friend. No, United Arab Emirates is not Israel's best friend. No Arab country is friends with Israel. And no Arab country is a friend within any other country. It's all about their interest, and it's a dog-eat-dog world. And for now, may the best man win. And I don't think any of the Arab regimes at present are capable of handling the region, except for that young man in Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. Only smart guy, but he's navigating a very difficult terrain in his country. So let's hope for the best, inshallah.
Let us hope for the best. Thank you so much, Mudar Zahran, for coming on, and we will leave a link for your social media for people to be able to follow you. Thank you.
Okay, shalom. Thank you, Tamar.
Be
Thank
well.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.